All right. So for the recording sake, welcome, guys. We have a great team here, almost 16 people who are interested in learning or knowing about AI, GenAI in particular. This is very awesome. I appreciate all of you to taking time on a Sunday morning, evening to understand, learn about GenAI. So as I was talking about, we will go through the uh, demo for 1 hour, and then we'll have Q&A and registrations and all of that. So we'll have enough time to talk about. Okay, let me share my screen, and then we will get into the topic. So the session itself will not be kind of a full walkthrough of all the slides. We will be jumping around, going into the um, code notebooks for the demo, going into the chat GPTs or going into the LLMs or different platforms, to go and look at what it is, and then we'll come back to our demo script. Okay, so bear with me, and then please understand the outcome of this session is not for you to be learn or able to do something. Okay, for that we have the entire course to do. What I want you to focus here is, hey, understand how we are going to um, communicate, how we are going to collaborate in this training, and how we are teaching these concepts. What are all the topics that we'll be talking about? How will we doing the code? So it's more about what you are going to learn. Okay, so don't be overwhelmed. If I show you a lot of things, because those are the things that you will be able to learn and do it over the duration of this training course. Okay, so just bear that in mind. Don't get overwhelmed. Just go with the flow and try to understand the bigger picture here. Okay, all right, so let's get started here. Can everybody be on mute, please? All right, let me share my screen here. Hey, Sagar, welcome.
Hi, Harun. Thank you for taking this session.
Absolutely.
And I have sent everyone a link and the promo code what we promised over the WhatsApp. So if you find this session useful and want to continue, please, go ahead and register. The promo code will be valid till Monday. Thank you. And please, ask any questions to Harun or either to me.
All right, great. So I guess everybody, at least at some point of time, I mean, everybody have used ChatGPT, that's for sure. Okay, and everybody is following the what's happening in the AI world, specifically in the Gen AI world over the last 2-3 years. Specifically, in the IT world, there's a lot of buzz that happened with the release of every new model, right? They call uh, GPT has favored new model. OpenAI, basically, Grok has released new models. DeepSeek came in, and there was a lot of buzz around. So all of these LLM models that happening in the last year or two, right? So my question is, what did anybody from here? So what do you think of the Gen AI or the Chat GPTs? What do you think of it? How is it going to change your world or our world, or the IT specifically, or the jobs? Um, I just want to hear from some of you guys before I go ahead and present my case. Anybody? What do you think of how it's going to shape the future of tech or IT or in general, world in general? Anyone?
So, hi, Aaron. So one of the
Hey,
use case I see is the way we code. So right now, the way we code is we deep dive. in each, let's say, module, and see, as per our requirement, we make the code changes. But further going on, I believe the agents will do most of our work. We will just give some sort of prompts, and they will ask at each step. They will just ask with us if this is what we want, the particular code, and just we just have to give yes or no, and then it will follow all the process till the deployment, from any requirement gathering till deployment will do in one go, I guess. So that's part I see in future.
Awesome, awesome. Yes, yeah, great answer, Joel. Yes, you're right. You're close to the target. Yes. Anything else? Yeah, that's on. So programmers, you will be using most of the time as the assistants AI for the code generation, right? So that's what you're saying. There's been a lot of talk about vibe coding and all agents doing the coding, automatically checking in the code or reviewing the code pipelines and all of that. So yes, you're right. Anybody else? What are other use cases do you think where AI is going to change the world?
So I think business requirement also. I think for some
Mhm.
cases we need to go through instant go through with the business, right? Is it correct or something like that? And we will ask multiple questions, right? So instead of going to business multiple times, we can chart or and you can have a requirement with that a models or agents, and then we will think about all the broader scenarios, case scenarios, and then we'll go back to business in once.
Okay, so you're saying we can get some of the business requirements, shorten the cycle
Yeah,
in
sort
the
of the cycle at
in the
least.
business. Okay, awesome. Price. Yeah. Anybody else? Anybody? All right. So the agentic world or the AI world is completely going to change in every aspect we touch. Okay, just like you've been watching in all of those sci-fi movies about robots, about the end of the world, AI taking over. At least not in that part of the sense, but most of it is going to be real in the near future. Okay, I don't want to put the taking over the world stuff, but other than that, right? So there are cases where AI is already able to think and able to manipulate just like human beings, right? That's what we call AGI, artificial general intelligence, where it will be matching or exceeding the human thinking at some point of time. Given any scenario, situation, adapting and behaving as of how a normal human being would, react or adapt to it, right? IT is one part of it, right? So coding, we are all IT engineers, so we think from that perspective, IT. But if you move a bit above IT, right? So zoom out, and then look at every aspect where AI is currently helping in research, analysis, let's say healthcare, legal, marketing, sales. So all of these departments, all of these domains, basically, there's a lot of work that is being done, a lot of work that is being carried out by the AI right now, AI agents. Microsoft, Google, Meta, most of them, they claim that right now 60 to 80% of their code is being generated by the AI. 20 to 30% of the code in production is actually done by the AI, kind of a thing. So yes, future, so most of the code will be generated by the AI, but yes, the human in the loop is always important to review and make sure what it's doing is correct, right? So for example, there was a lot of videos, memes that's going on. If you want to remove the bugs, there are a lot of ways, right? So you can fix the bugs, or if you remove the code, no code is no bug. So that can be logically correct, but not intentionally, right? So some of those kind of scenarios where human in the loop is very important. Now, from what Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Andrew Ng, and Sundar Pichai or our Elon Musk, all of these people, Jensen Huang, all of these people talk about is the future is all going to be agents. Okay. So now it's just the AI is more like what internet was when it came in the early 2000s, right? Most of us thought it will be useful. Some of us thought it may not be mandatory for everybody. Now you know where we are, right? So you can love it, you can hate it, but you cannot avoid it. The same thing happened with the cloud, right? So everybody thought, hey, cloud is not secure. We don't know what will happen on the cloud. The data should not be there. Do we want to go to cloud or we want to be on-prem? So a lot of things happened over the last decade or so, but ultimately right now, I am more than 90% of all the companies are on or have their footprint on the one of these cloud. Same thing happened with data and machine learning analytics. Now, every company has their own data analytics platforms. Every company has doing some of the machine learning. The logical next step evolution is going into the AI part. So that's where GenAI came in, and that's what we are going to explore. Okay. So agenda, introduction, my profile, industry trends, use case, curriculum, what we're going to learn, demo, and Q&A kind of thing. So again, I'm not a person who goes step by step, bullet points and slides. We focus more on the communication, collaboration, and the content. So just don't worry about that. Profile, have been in the IT for 25 plus years. Worked at Apple, Cisco, Nordstrom, NetApp, Costco, a lot of companies. I worked at 7 different countries all through my career. Done a lot of certifications, Databricks, professional, Azure, GenAI engineer, Snowflake, Databricks, all of the data and AI stuff. So worked on almost all of the platforms throughout extensively. Last 10 to 12 years on the data and AI. Trained over 500 plus professionals, both in data, ML, and AI. So I used to run data engineering earlier, done Databricks, and also the machine learning for a few batches, or you can say organizations, training them. Right now, for the last 1 year, I'm doing the AI. Currently, I'm working as AI architect at a company you can look at my LinkedIn, at a company called CBRE, Commercial Real Estate. It's a very huge commercial real estate company having offices worldwide. I think even in India they have offices in Hyderabad as well, Hyderabad, Bangalore. So right now, I'm actively building GenAI applications, use cases in my company, using the same platforms that I'm teaching here. Nothing different. Of course, the scale is different. We are doing POCs and demos on laptop, and it will be like production environment there. That's about me at a high level nutshell. So last 1 year, so almost we've done 4 batches. So this is going to be the 5th batch for the GenAI training. So that's what we're doing about. What's the buzz all about? Generative AI that can create text, code, images, video, and more. So when we talk about GenAI, we immediately connect to ChatGPT. Okay, that's what we all do. Just like email, we say it's Gmail, it's synonymous with that. Though there are a lot of other domains, right? So basically, the moment we say GenAI or LLMs, we think it is ChatGPT. Okay, but there are a lot of models basically where it can generate text, but it can also generate code, images, video, and more, right? So multi-model, what you call. So I think you have also done the Ghibli trend, followed the Ghibli trend, where it created images with a certain style, matching certain style, Ghibli style, and there are other styles that you have, right? But that people have done it for fun, but there is a lot of business value in it, but maybe not for the regular data engineers, but for, let's say, look at creative fields like marketing and sales, content generation platforms, where they need to create images, create videos for their promotions or content or whatever. The time has shrunk from weeks to just minutes using these AI tools. So you can make videos, you can make short films, everything with the GenAI right now. So that's the power of GenAI, how it has accelerated or simplified these domains where you can create things in just a flash. Okay. So that's generative AI. GenAI stands for generative AI, where it can generate the text, generate the code, generate images, generate videos, and more. What's the difference between Google? You search there, but you also search in ChatGPT. So can anybody talk about, hey, I want to search something. I can still go to Google and search, right? So search is synonymous with Google now, and GenAI chat is synonymous with ChatGPT. So what's the difference between these two? I can search there, I can ask here, I can ask there, right?
If you search in a Google, it will give you the information where it is available, the link. But when coming to the chart GPT and all those things, it will give the precise answer, getting from those kind of links or whatever. Yeah.
Awesome. Yes. Okay. Anybody else? No? Come on, guys, give it a try. Talk. We want to make this interactive.
I guess when you search on Google, gives you matching pages with that particular keywords. And when you ask ChatGPT, it tries to summarize information and be good at reasoning than just search.
Awesome. All right. Great. Okay. Yeah. So the main difference between a Google search engine and a ChatGPT, basically, ChatGPT is not an engine, it's an application. Okay. It's an entire application in itself. It's a chatbot. Okay. And the underlying engine is the LLMs that we talk about. We'll see what are the underlying engines, right? Now, when you search Google, all it's doing is it's crawling all the web and then matching for the text and bringing it wherever the kind of text appears. It will pull all those sources, URLs, and give it to you. And then it ranks based on whatever ranking system it has. It ranks and gives you the links, which means they are all already available somewhere on the internet. And you click it, you go to that particular website or resource, and then you can search for and look for what you are looking for, right? So that is the Google. You search for something that is already existing. Now, ChatGPT or any LLM is generating. It's not giving you exactly whatever it's there. It's generating the content, generating the text for you. When it's generating, it will use the knowledge, or it will use all the resources that it already has. It has been trained on the entire already existing information, public information on the internet. It has already processed, digested that information it has in its memory. Now it will go poke into its memory, bring out all that information which is related to your question, and consolidate everything, and then generate one final summarized answer for you. So it is whatever the chat GPT is generating is not there exactly as is anywhere on the internet. It might be, but not exactly as is, because it is just like, let's say you are giving an exam, right? You read from the textbook, you remember the answer, and then you go when they ask a question, you try to recollect from what you have read and try to replicate or write in your own words, right? So you have all of that knowledge because you've read the books to answer that particular question, and then you formulate your answer You write in your own words. It may not be exactly same as in the textbook, but yes, the more or less the context will be same. You will get all the needed answer, but it is what you have generated. You have written from your own. Of course, you might replicate as is word to word. That's a different thing. But in general, I'm saying, so let's say you have read, they ask some essay about some topic, so you will think about and you will start adding word by word, sentence by sentence, and write an essay. It's exactly the same thing the LLM models will do, except that they already have all the knowledge trained on the public domain, so publicly available knowledge, whatever is there. So what are the models like GPT, Gemini, Claude, and Llama? So GPT, Chat GPT is not a LLM; it's a application. You have to make that distinction. It's a chatbot. The underlying LLM in Chat GPT is called the GPT models, which is created by the OpenAI. Sam Altman, you should be knowing, he's all over the news and all of that. So the model name is called, model series is called GPT. They have several models coming up. The latest is GPT-5. So that is the LLM model that works under the hood. Now, Google's series of models are called Gemini. They have models. Chaitanya, can you be on mute, please? Everybody. Reason and generate. Gemini is from Google. Claude, again, is from a company called Anthropic. Llama is from Meta. Okay. So a lot of companies, if you go to Hugging Face, which is same like, your GitHub for the code, Hugging Face is for the AI and ML models. You have millions of models there by every platform. So there are a lot of providers who are creating models, and some of them are free, open source, some of them are charged pay per use, some of them you can buy whatever is the model. So these are all the models that are created by various companies that are available. There'll be million plus models there. Then, as I said, these models can be a text model where you give a question, it gives an answer. Can be code generation, like earlier one of you was talking about generating the code. Can create image, like we did Ghibli image from the prompt or the question, or create a video. So these are different models. So in the video and image creation, you have somewhere like Runway ML, VO. So there are different popular models for each type that you have. And these models are trained on massive data to understand, reason, and generate human-like content. That's what we are talking about. They have been trained on massive data. So all the publicly available data on the internet have been chewed up on, digested, and trained on those, and to reason, generate the answers. Businesses are using GenAI to automate, innovate, and scale faster. To tell you an example, so the text, there's a code, right? If I take a use case, traditional use case, let's talk about, we'll start right from the beginning. An executive dashboard, okay? Hey, I want to know all the sales of all geographies for the last quarter. One line requirement. Go back 20 years, 15 years, 20 years. What do you think was the process? See, reporting was already there about 40, 50 years ago. Reporting was always there because the leadership, the executive, they always want to have a report. What was the process earliest days, 20 years or 15 years ago?
Yeah, they need to get the data in the each region level or something. Then we need to create a report or something.
Exactly. So first version or earlier days, you had only client server, you had only OLTP platforms, online transaction processing platforms. Every input you give, it goes and saves in some database. We had earliest databases like Oracle was the most famous, popular. Oracle was there, and then maybe SQL Server, some places was there, some other DB2, right, mainframes, those kind of machines. You have massive data, you cannot directly generate report. Then you have to extract all the information in the files, process through it, then take it out and provide some kind of inference on that. Then we came out with a concept called data warehouse, where all these transactions were moving into the warehouse, data warehouses. And those data warehouse, then we came up with reporting dashboard, reporting applications. OBI or Oracle reports or whatever, all of those reporting applications. Then we take requirements, then we create a data warehouse, create data marts, make sure all the data is moved, refreshed once in a day or once in a week or whatever the data that is. Then you create the forms, create the SQLs, take the data from warehouse, process it, and then take it to develop the report, test it, take it to production. But then you will get data only in a day or 2 days. Your queries run for hours. It is refreshed daily. From the question to answer, it would have taken anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks, correct? Remember, I don't know if anybody has more than 15 years of experience, people remember earlier days when data warehouse came. So the data has to flow from OLTP system to the data warehouse to the reporting applications to the dashboard. So all of this process. Now enter cloud data analytics. Now all the data, now we have parallel processing, transaction processing, massively parallel processing databases became Databricks, Snowflake, Cloud, AWS, all of these. Now the data access has become faster. Now became data lake, okay? From data warehouse to data lake. So immediately all the data is being pushed out. You have all the data available. Now you write data engineering pipeline. So every transaction is automatically, or you have Kafka, these event generation. So data is all coming in within minutes, right? Now writing again, same dashboards. You have Tableau, you have Power BI connecting to these and then generating the reports. Now, how much time it has reduced from 3 weeks to say probably maybe a week or so, writing and generating the reports and all of that. Now think about if all the dashboards can be generated by AI. Now there is a model where that one line of code where we're talking about the executive, hey, give me all the sales revenue report for the branches for the last 1 quarter. This question is taken by the LLM model, and then it can generate a SQL automatically. And then the platform where these models have access to the database tables. It might be some RAG application or architecture or agents, whatever you create. It can automatically go and query those tables, automatically join, get the data, write filters, and then get the output. This output is again sent to a code that can generate the dashboard. So now the time is reduced to 1 minute. So there's a Databricks application called Genie. So Genie has this text to SQL model, plus it has a workspace where you can keep adding, hey, use all of these tables to answer the questions. That's it. You ask the question, it will generate the code. It will know which tables to go and query, which tables to join, get the data, and then create a dashboard and show it to you. So from 3 weeks, we have come down to less than a minute, right? So that's the way the things
But
are.
one question here, right? So
Yeah.
if you want, for whatever the generate the code and all those things, but it needs to have the data, right? So for the data, at least it will take 1 day, 2 day.
Why? So, okay, so data is now all streaming.
Okay.
Event, you have Kafka, you have other streaming applications. As soon as the event is generated, it's end to end, it's getting updated.
Okay. So,
right?
but
The
without the
streaming,
GenAI and all those things also, with the streaming, we have already created the dashboards and the query, right? We can run the
yes,
query, right? So it will generate the instantly.
yeah. Every time you have a question, who will
Okay.
write that query?
Hmm.
So you cannot give database access to your CTO, right?
Okay.
Hey, you go open and write your SQL queries here.
Okay. Okay.
So he wants to write in English. That's where like
Oh,
your chat
okay. You want to
GPT
write it
chat,
in a
right?
plain G. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, plain English, right? It's prompt. He wants to write a prompt and wants to get, that's what I'm saying. You give him a chatbot or application, you can go and chat with your data. That's
Okay. Got
the
it. Yeah.
final outcome that they're
Okay.
looking for. Chat with your data.
Okay.
Every company has so much of data, right? But
Yeah.
to understand, process, get output from that, get value out of it is something that we are taking time. So though it has, that's what I'm saying. From 3 weeks, it has now reduced to say probably 1 week or 1 day or whatever it is. But again, the moment the question changes, again, you have to go through all the process. It has to come to the data analyst or data engineer, and then you have to create a view, and then that view has to be given to BI. They have to create a dashboard and use that view and then generate the dashboards, right? Now, remove all of that, just say one prompt, and the LLM will convert automatically to SQL. It knows which tables to join. Suppose if it does not want finance, he wants to look at, say, what is the HR data, right? What are the resources that are available who have these skills? That's a different question, right? Now it has to answer, it has to get different, connect to different data source, right? So that can be
Yeah.
a different rack.
Got
Now,
it.
chat with data is the most sought after outcome that we are looking at. So now within a minute, he can ask any type of question, right? Once you have this, it can understand, create SQL, go and talk to the, get the information from which tables, get the output, and then immediately give you the response or flash the, the dashboard
One
on the
question.
fly, dynamic.
That joint condition between, suppose in one database or data model, we have 10 tables, how it will
Mhm.
join between tables.
Yeah. So that's the intelligence that is built in the LLMs. Now, what kind of information you will provide to LLM is, hey, these are my 10 tables. Then you will add for each table, you will have to add a metadata. This is my table. This is what the information it holds. Hey, this is the person table. It holds information about all person attributes like first name, last name, etc. And then you put for each column, first name, last name, you put some comment, say this is the first name of the person. So metadata will be there, right? There will be tags. So the model will read all those metadata and make a decision. If I need a person information, I need to get from this table. Now you have another table called address. Now in that metadata, when you create, comments will be there for the table. In that comments, you put all of the information saying that, hey, all the customer addresses are in this table. Each customer can have multiple addresses. And then end date is what makes if the address is active or not. So that kind of metadata, just like prompts or instructions, you will put in the metadata. That's what the LLMs will read, understand, and then let's say I want, hey, what is the address of Harun? Okay, then it will understand it has to get address and for Harun. So now it goes and says, what are all the tables I have? Address, hey, I can get it from address table, but I need ID. So where do I get ID? The name is Harun, so I can get from person. So it will go to person and then it will join address with the name Harun, and then it will get pull the address details of that. Of course, it has to know where to go, right? So we give some instructions, like in SQL also, you most of the times you give hints. So it works all on the metadata, as much of metadata, as much of instructions, because it's a machine, right? Instructions you give, it learns, it becomes more intelligent to do all of that. Okay.
Okay. In instructions, we have to give that information, right? Joining
Yes. Yes.
with.
Yeah. We have to do some work. It's not,
Okay.
and then we also have to have control. We have to build governance. Which tables you want to give access to, which tables you don't want to give access to, which table has PII data it should not have access to, like SSN, phone number. I don't want the LLM to have access to those. So all of that you can control, right? So that's what you build in the governance part and all of that.
Those things we'll cover in this course.
Governance, we will talk about how we will do the concepts, and yes, the guardrails that you put, how you can mask the PII data. Those are mostly, again, as this why I said it's data platforms will take care of that. Right? The role you connect to the database, it will automatically take care of what access do you have. But you can also build the guardrails on top of that.
Syed, I have a question here for you.
Mhm.
So when you say connect to database, do you mean it is a OLTP database or database directly? Because before analysis and all, we should prepare that ETL process and then reload the data. I mean, what is that? Clean the data, right?
That all will be there already on the data platform, where you prepare all the data for AI or ML models. For AI, specifically, you build something like vector databases, where you build resources using the embedding models and the vector database. You build a RAG application. That's where your AI is going to read for some of the resources. It can be a RAG vector database, or it can be a direct RDBMS or NoSQL database like Snowflake or Databricks. You can directly connect to just with the connectors. It can be either of these two, or you can also build an MCP protocol. Using MCP protocol also, you can connect to databases. All that processing pipeline transformations, ETL, is all before this.
Okay, that means still
assuming the data is ready for consumption.
Correct.
Right. Okay, let's move ahead. So everyday impact, we know ChatGPT, everybody is using GitHub Copilot. We are using for code, AI for art, smart search, everything we are doing. Biggest technology shift since the internet revolution. It's almost as big as that. People are skeptical, but people are betting billions on that. We are seeing mass layoffs, then we are seeing people getting hired at millions of dollars, right? So there is massive shift that's happening, okay? And why it is important? Because we have seen it's transforming every industry. So every workplace, you have a bit of AI. Just like earlier, every bit of place you need to have internet connectivity to work. Right now, every bit you have AI creeping in. It can be complete or it can be partial, but it's still there. Companies are investing billions in AI adoption because only 12% of the people have capability to understand or code or use AI in their day-to-day work. Okay, why? Apart from ChatGPT, okay, forget about ChatGPT. In the actual work, so companies are now investing billions just to make adoption, just to make employees adopt and understand, so not get left out. Like when people were all doing manual work, when computers came in, so there was a lot of challenge in adapting the computers itself, right? So it's the same shift that's going on. They're getting people to adopt first, because tomorrow you shouldn't be left out. Today there is no place where there is no computer, absolutely, right? So tomorrow there will be no place where there is no AI. So everybody, it's called a cultural ROI. It's not revenue ROI. If whatever they are investing, they are not looking for the return in terms of money. They are looking returns in terms of the return on investment is in terms of the cultural adoption, the AI adoption itself. Okay, all my 70% of my employee workforce is AI aware, or they are using AI in some part of it. Doesn't matter if it's bringing revenue or not. Because tomorrow, when things start rolling out, right, when they start speeding up, jet speed, then you don't want to be left out. So that's what currently is happening. It's not far into that because of market conditions, whatever, it's slowed a little bit. But next year, it's going to be a blast, 100%. Okay. It reduces from days to minutes, right? That's what we talked about. We take a typical case of a dashboard, text to SQL, correct? Now we'll see if I want to do a in the demo or example we'll see today. We'll talk about if I want to say a travel agent. Okay, now the customer is asking for some kind of itinerary for a place, for people with this budget, what are the options? Now it takes days, to build that application or to get all the options, mix and match, make sure everything happens. But with AI, you want to onboard that, build that kind of application. It's going to be done in minutes. Okay, we'll see how agentic AI with a code generation will work that. Employers now demand AI first skills in job description. So it doesn't matter what the job is, whether you are doing a data engineer, ML engineer, project manager, product owner, everybody is asking, do you have AI skills? So product manager becomes AI product manager, right? The data engineer becomes AI engineer, GenAI engineer, AI architect, GenAI architect. These are the roles. So for every job description, there's having AI attached to it. They put all the LLMs, agents. These are the two keywords you will find in every job description: agentic AI and LLMs and RAG. Okay, so this is more of building the talent gap, skill gap for the what's coming next. Okay, unlock innovation opportunities. Of course, you can build apps, agents, and automations yourself. You can work on new products. You can sell the products. That's always the opportunities that will be opening up in AI, because the next entrepreneurs will be in the AI. There will be $1 billion companies which will have only one person. That is totally possible. It said in the next 5 years, the next 15 years, AI is going to build so many millionaires as it has done in the last 50 years. Right? So that's the kind of scope and opportunity you have. It's not massively resource intensive. And that's one problem aside, because you don't need so many people doing the same thing right now. But 80% of the professionals are left behind without the AI skills. If you're not upgrading, if you're not bridging the gap, you are left behind. Because AI will not replace you, but someone using AI will. So if you have two resumes, one without AI, one with AI, and rest all same experience or skill set or less, people are choosing with some kind of AI exposure, AI experience, kind of skill set. So that is for sure. It's not going away. It is going to be mandatory for everybody in the IT now. Even project managers, forget about technical people. Even project managers, product owners are not being spared if they don't have AI experience, because tomorrow they have to own AI products. A project which has AI in that, a product which has AI in that. So they have to manage, they have to understand that language, they have to understand what LLM is, they have to understand what RAG is, they have to understand what agentic AI is. So, right. So it is completely across the board, all the roles that's going to need the AI going forward. This is like, again, internet in the 90s or smartphones in 2007. So we don't want to miss this wave. Absolutely, we don't want to miss. But anyways, there is no other option. You have to get in there. Okay. Before AI versus GenAI, manual report writing analysis, AI auto generates reports and insights. Coding takes hours and days. Now we do in minutes with copilots. Photos and traditional design, stock photos. You don't need now. Earlier we have to get a photo or have a photo shoot, buy the pictures, have a designer to create image, overlay the images, background, foreground, all of that. But now, yeah, there were some Photoshop and all of that came in for everything. But now you don't need any of that. All you need is a prompt and your imagination. That's it. Your imagination is what limits. Okay. So AI generated images, creative assets, knowledge locked in documents. It can be now unlocked with GenAI using RAG applications. All the documents you dump at the LLM, it will read and it will answer whatever you need. 24/7 AI powered chatbots and assistants. Semantic search across the knowledge of your organization. So all of these are possible with GenAI. How are we doing on the time? I think we spent a lot of time discussion. Okay, yeah. Okay. Use cases, as I said, healthcare, finance, content creation, NLP, multiple use cases. We have medical imaging synthesis for diagnostics right now. In future, you don't even need to do any tests, any scans. So AI-powered machines are coming in. They'll just scan you as is and then tell you everything from blood test reports to BP to sugar to heart or whatever. Everything can be done online. So drug discovery and development, there is a lot of LLMs that has been happening. Personalized medicine and treatment. Chaitanya, hey Chaitanya, again, can you go on mute, please? 1 second. Okay. All right. Personalized medicine and treatment plans, finance and trading, algorithmic trading strategies, predictive market analysis. A lot of use cases. I don't want to go one by one. So hundreds and millions of use cases that we have here. Principal program manager at Microsoft. The last 10 months has seen growth in interest in AI agents in 2025 and beyond. There's a whole lot of entire world being created to support the agents. Have you heard about Twitter's ex-CEO Parag Agrawal? Right? So once Twitter was acquired by Elon Musk, it became X, and then he moved out of Twitter. Now he's come up with a new company, which is called Parallel Web Systems. It's completely web internet just for the AI agents, not for just normal users or human beings to browse, but just for the agents. So how agents, normally the agents are scraping and interacting with the web is not very efficient. So there's a protocols that happening, how the agents will interact with the web, with the internet. So there's a complete different set of web that is being created for the AI agents called Parallel Web Systems. It's already a $3 billion company. So there's a lot of interest and future for the agents, agentic AI. So everything will be your agents. As I said, your entire HR department can be in an agentic application with multiple agents doing each. Your entire finance department. There will be two types of engineers, the digital engineers and the human engineers. So digital engineers are your AI agents, and human engineers are the normal IT people who's owning that digital agents. So if I say, hey, I am the owner of or this department, I'm the lead of this department, you might have two human engineers who are reporting to you, and maybe 50 or 60 AI agents that you are owning, right? That kind of structure is going to evolve in future. So you are responsible for these 50 or 60 agents and these two people. That's how your portfolio is going to, your org structure is going to look in future. Okay. What are the trending technologies to learn? Top 10 AI agents, LangChain. So forget about LangChain and Bedrock. These are just the platforms because you can use any platform. There are many platforms that will be coming in, but to create these. So AI agents, Agentic RAG, Kubernetes, SQL, SLM, Python. So what we will be covering AI agents, LangChain. We'll be covering Bedrock. We'll be covering RAG. We will be covering Python. Python, anyways, we are not covering. It will be used. SQL, we know Python and SQL are most basic. Everybody should know. SLM is basically same like LLM, but it's a small language model, which is a toned down version for specific things that we want to do. But yes, we will be using Python, SQL, Agentic, RAG, agents, RAG, Bedrock, LangChain, and many more that we will be, you must have seen that. So what is the RAG look like? This is what we are going to do for the first 4 weeks. I mean, not 4 weeks completely, only this. End of 4 weeks, we are going to be mastering this architecture, perfecting this architecture. Everybody, every one of you will be able to understand and build this RAG application by end of 4 weeks. It's basically retrieval augmented generation where you will use embedding models. You will use large language models. It's basically a chatbot, for example. Okay, what happens, what goes behind under the hood when you build a chatbot like ChatGPT or whatever it is? This is what is happening under the hood. The retrieval augmented generation that happens, where all of your data, raw data sources, documents will be chunked, generated embedding, stored in a vector database, and when you query it, it will be automatically converted to an embedding behind the scenes, and then it searched a vector database, it gets the results. Those results are passed to the LLM model, whatever model, GPT or Anthropic, Claude, or whatever, Cohere, and that model will read that data and give you the response. So all of this process happens underlying when you have a chatbot or any of the application. So this is called RAG. The first 4 weeks we will take each component, like what is embedding model, what is vector database, what is chunking, how do you create semantic search application using vector database, what are different vector databases that we can use, what are the different embedding models we use, what LLMs we can use, and step by step we will start adding components and build this. We'll explore different embedding models, we'll explore different vector databases and build this. By end of week 4, you will be all mastering this. Then the second half will go into agents. This is how it look like. Again, you ask a question or give it a task. There will be some agent, master agent, which will have sub agents. This is multiple agents. Each agent can have a task. It can do itself or it can delegate to other agent. The agents talk to each other. The supervisor will orchestrate, and each agent will also have an LLM, and one agent can have tools to talk to. One can talk to a RAG like this, another can talk to collection A can be your finance data, collection B can be your HR data. So this can be internal application. Agent B can be a web search. You want to go to search Google, or you want to search Wikipedia, you want to search Yahoo Finance, whatever, get information from. Another agent can be to publish information to Slack or integrate with Slack or Gmail or any of your applications. So any of this can be your agentic AI architecture. This building multiple agents we will do after the session 4 in the second half of our training. You will build agentic platforms using Langflow, using LangChain or LangGraph. Then we will do various other tools, right? Observability and all. So curriculum we already have, but I will still go ahead and quickly a 2-minute summary of what we will be learning. So as I said, first week we will be doing introduction, different models, what is text generation, code generation, text to image, text to video, may not be video, but all of those models we'll explore. And then we'll talk about prompt engineering. What exactly is prompt engineering? So all the code, all the communication we do with people is different. How we communicate with the LLM model is different. So we have to give a specific effective instructions. So what are different types? It's called prompt engineering. So how do you give instructions to a model? Because the efficient prompt gives you best performance of a model, the training. So what are various techniques of doing prompt engineering? Then we talk about embeddings and vector databases. Remember, we looked at the other architecture, right? So we'll start with embedding models. We'll start with vector databases. We'll explore various 2 or 3 vector databases, and then explore here, and we build RAG applications with LangChain and of course with Agno framework. LangChain will build, Agno we will build for RAG. We'll use no-code platform, Amazon Bedrock and Langflow, where it will be like drag and drop your components and build the same RAG, whatever we are doing here with code, LangChain and Agno. So no-code platforms also we'll explore, a couple of low-code platforms. Then this will be the half of your training. Then week 5, we move into agents. So we'll understand what is an agent, what are the agentic concepts, what is a LangChain, how do we build agentic AI with same no-code and code using LangChain, using Langflow. And then there are different platforms to build agentic AI. One is LangGraph, again from LangChain. Another is Crew AI. One is Agno you can build. So we'll explore 2 or 3 platforms to build agentic AI apps. Then the last 2 weeks, we will move on to the life cycle using, say, observability with Langsmith, tracing, monitoring your LLMs, how they are behaving, what is the trace, troubleshooting and all of that, costing, tokens, everything. We not use LangFuse, but we will use the other one. We'll use LangWatch again for evaluation of your LLMs. How do you evaluate? How do you test your LLM? Whether it is giving correct answers or wrong answers, how correct it is it hallucinating? So all of that we'll do. Then we'll do projects. Then you also have some bonus sessions here. Basically, your bonus sessions will be model context protocol, MCP, agent to agent, A to A protocols that we talk about how agents communicate with external sources and with each other. So that will be at the end, some bonus sessions. But by the time you will all be very, very confident, comfortable creating and using all of these applications. And in the end, we will add some complex, and those are the very latest ones, protocols that are coming up in that. Okay. This is at the high level. We'll do observability. We'll also do some deployment using fast API endpoint. We'll also do guardrails. I think that's not in here, so we have to update this. So we'll do guardrails. Basically, how do you make sure your input and output goes through a security check? Are you using proper language? Are you trying to exploit? Are you trying to use it in an not approved kind of stuff, right? Your hate speech or language or political, geopolitical issues, religion, or whatever it is. So all of that, and your PII data is protected or not, your SSNs, your phone numbers, emails, your code injection. So are you trying to inject some code into the LLM or whatever? So all of that stuff you can filter out, do a security check and evaluate before you pass the prompt to the LLM, or even after the response is coming in, before you send it out. Both input and output are scanned and screened for all of these guardrails. So that also we will cover, and deployment. So these are the high level things. We cover a lot of things which are not also mentioned here, but it will be a full-blown end-to-end experience building applications from the understanding what is LLM to deploying and executing a multi-agentic application. While we are there, just to give you what we did in the current batch 4. So you see all of these. Each session will have a structured content that we have. This will be, the recording will be available, and all the code notebooks will be available. So if you go here, multi-agentic flow, you have collab notebooks. This will also be shared. The deck will be shared. The recordings will be shared. Okay. So the code like this, the notebooks will be shared. You can just open, execute, run, kind of thing. So this will all be very structured session by session. And then you'll have bonus session here. You'll share some GitHub projects as well. You can contribute and create your own projects and add to the GitHub that we are going to have. So all of this, is what we will be learning in the next 2 months. This is the current batch we just wrapped up yesterday. Okay. Coming back here, what else do we have? Okay, so let's run a quick demo, right? So what we are talking about, I'll take another 10 minutes and then we'll start Q&A and any other enrollment questions and all of that. So what I see here, multi-agent collaboration for financial analysis. So I'm using Crew AI. These are different agents I have. There's a crew manager who's going to orchestrate the team like we did here, right? So let's say this is the crew manager, and these are your 3 different agents that we are seeing here. Risk advisor, trade advisor, trading strategy, and data analyst. What I'm trying to do is basically, I want to do a financial trading. I want advice. So I want to know, have a stock. I know how much money I want to put. What is my risk tolerance I can take? What is the strategy preference? Is it day trading or whatever? News impact. What are the latest news that you want to analyze all of this? So I want to get a advice from the agents based on these inputs. So for this, what I built, this is where the solution architecture will come in. You have to decide what agents do you need and what tasks each of that agent has to do. So we'll just go install some of the tools here, and then I'm using OpenAI API key, which is I'm using ChatGPT 3.5 turbo model from OpenAI. So I put some keys, some Google search keys, Serper API key to search the internet. Okay. Then the Crew AI will give me some tools. These are the tools that I can use to search the internet. So I create those tools. I'm installing all of this, so it will take some time. So we will be using this Google Colab. If you are not aware, that's okay. It's simple, online, free from Google. You can just have if you just have the Gmail or Google account, it's free for use. And all the code will be in, here Python. You don't need to write much of the code. If you can see here, just 3-4 lines of a code, you can just create an agent. That's the beauty of it. Okay. And I will show you another quick thing here later. So it takes some time since building. So let's go through this. And then I am, as per this design, the data analyst, trading strategy. So let's see what each of these agents do. So data analyst, what is its goal? Monitor and analyze market data in real time to identify trends. What is its instructions? Is specializing in financial markets, blah, blah, blah. So we give with a knack for data. The data analyst agent is the cornerstone for informing trade decisions. So I will use these tools to research the internet. There is a trading strategy agent. This is his role, trading strategy developer. The goal is to develop and test various trading strategies based on insights from data analyst agents. So whatever this agent is doing and giving the information or output is being utilized by this agent to take the research forward, analysis forward. Again, internet tools and whatever the trading agent is giving. So the execution agent will take and again start taking this forward. Optimal trade execution strategies should be executed to maximize efficiency and adherence to strategy. So that is its role. The risk management. So what is the risk in executing or using one of these strategies, aligning with whatever the customer is giving it, right? Then we will have task for each agent. So agent is just describing what it will do. The task is actually what it has to execute. Here, the inputs are passed at the task level. What is the stock that you want to do the analysis for? What is the strategy preference, or what is the risk tolerance you have to take in consideration when you execute all of this? So basically, you create task agents, and then this is your group, is like, say, supervisor. And say for the supervisor, hey, these are all the agents available to you to solve this problem. And these are the tasks that these agents will be doing. This is the model you can use to orchestrate and run these agents around, kind of a thing. And then you just give all the inputs and execute, kick off the crew. Right? So this is all, you will be very comfortable doing this once you learn about all of these agents and things on a day-to-day basis. So just run this, you will have these keys. Grant access to the keys. Create tools. Create agents. Tasks. Create the crew, supervisor, inputs in a JSON format, and then run. So once you start run, it will say crew agent executor chain, and it will tell you all it is doing, where it is going, what analysis it is doing. So you can see here, it called, it delegate the work to coworker. It is not doing itself. It's delegating to another coworker who is a data analyst, obviously, right? The supervisor has to delegate it to the agent. So it picked the first agent, data analyst. It gave it a task, context, right? And then it came up with an URL automatically. Hey, go to nasdaq.com and then search for the stock NVIDIA. That's what we wanted to know. But this is automatically done by the agent itself. It knows which websites to go and check. So it went to NASDAQ and got all of this price code, blah, 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 all that information. The data analyst, all this analysis is being done. It gave a final answer, NVIDIA stock post, price, all of that. All this analysis is being done. Then it's finished chain. Okay, so then crew agent executor next. It's delegated to co-worker trading strategy developers. The first one is done. Then it called the next agent to do the trading strategy. Then search query NVIDIA market trends and competition. So it went through all of these URLs one by one and giving this information to the next agent. So the next agent is taking up trading strategy developer. So same thing, all of this multiple times. It's going through risk advisor, then it calls the risk advisor. See, we have not orchestrated and written code, hey, take this, pass this, take this, pass this. It's automatically, everything is happening. We just said these are the agent, these are the tasks, this is the crew, you go ahead and figure it out. Okay, so that's how the multi-agentic application works. The decision making is autonomous based on its intelligence. It will take care of what it has to do, the research and all of that. Now, finally, you will get the analysis here. So risk analysis report, NVIDIA. So based on all of this, what are the market trends? What is the risk analysis? What is the conclusion? Staying informed, identifying potential risk and implementing whatever, blah, blah, blah. So once you do this, right, you can execute this for any of the inputs. You can change, I want to do for another stock. I want to change capital. My risk tolerance is low. So change this and then you can do the analysis. So this is the Crew AI platform to build multi-agentic. This is very script level, right? So of course, when you get into projects, right? So what you will do to modularize that. So these are all the projects that we have built in this, all these projects. You can go in terminal. So you will build something like this. So you will build a DB agent, you will build a finance agent, summary agent, web agent, structure, right? Like this. All the agents are structured. Then you will have agent tools that you can build here. What are the tools that are needed for the agents? Then you build app where you run on the local host or any endpoint. This is fast API endpoint that all your requirements, libraries that you need to install, your .env file where you will put your keys. So this is the modular project structure that we will do once you are comfortable running with the script, the first level, right? Okay. Sure. Okay. Now we looked at it. Now let's say what I did yesterday. I just wanted to say Airbnb booking agent AI using use case notebook. This is the Google search I have done. Now in the Google search, there is a AI review. So what is the question I have asked? I want to build an agentic AI use case in a notebook for Airbnb booking. That's it. Just very simple one line. Okay. With just one line, I'm able to create 80 to 90% of my code here. See, it generates all the, what are the agents you need? User intent agent, research agent, planner agent, critique agent, and the tasks and crew kickoff. Everything, just one line. And remember, this is not Google doing it. It's the AI. What is the AI model Google uses? So
Gemini.
Gemini, right? So that is the, if you see here, AI features. You can click this. Oh, not this. This 1 second. Yeah, here, see, this is Gemini. Click here, you get. You can write whatever you want, it will generate the code. So I got that code, and then this is the copy. Okay. Okay. So I just copied here. This name is wrong. Ignore it. So I just copied that Google code here. Okay. And then I added just my same installation, imports, keys, tools. That's it. I added the tools because when I generated the code here, Google Gemini, I'll just put here and then say user intent agent. I just added this tools here. Okay, because it says here when it generated the code, I said 80% of the code is generated. So it says add other configuration, add tools integrations. So it doesn't know what tools I have, I can give. So it said add tool integrations. You can ask further questions. What are some tools that I can add? It will also give you that. Okay. But just at high level. So I added these tools. That's it. And then it's ready to run. And I ran it saying that I want a relaxing beach and hiking trip to Hawaii for 2 weeks in December for my family of 4. This is my budget. I need a rental car. Just run this. Oh, sorry, I cannot run this here. You have to install all these libraries for each notebook and run that. It will take more time, but who's this Lafini? Are you asking a question or I can't hear you? Anyways, okay. All right. So that's the power of building this. So let's say I can ask any question. Can you convert this agentic application to Agno framework? That's it. This is your LLM model working here, which you can directly interact with the GUI. Okay. Now rewrite agents, run step by step. It starts generating. Okay. Now from GenAI platform, I'm trying to get to Agno platform. Okay. So it will start generating the code. You just keep, adding, accept and run one by one. Such tool is not defined. So we have to define the tools and all of that. But see, it creates all of these tools, code, basically conversion code. You just need to fix a couple of things. But let's say you don't want to convert this, okay? And I just want to write file, new notebook in Drive, okay? I'm just creating a new notebook, going here. Gemini, and then go to Google, take this.
Here it is showing some word Burak, right? What is that? Hello Burak. Burak is a like something LLM?
No, that's my ID that I logged in with Burak AI.
Oh,
Okay. It's your Gmail account ID.
oh.
Agent Airbnb booking agentic AI use case code with no framework. Generate Airbnb booking code with use case with agentic AI code. No framework. Use Python language. Generate the code. Do not run it. That's it. I gave some instructions. I want Airbnb booking use case. I want agentic AI code with Agno framework. Okay. Just say run step by step. It will start writing code step by step. Okay, so that's the basically the power of, we were talking about generating code, right? So it generated this, it's going up, it's installing the libraries, and then it will write the agent tools, booking logic, everything. Set up the environment. So you have to fix some of the agents. So it will automatically, it gave error and automatically it gave the reasoning. The previous command failed because the agent class is not directly available. I need to check the available classes in Agno library to find the correct way to import the agent class or its equivalent. So it's automatically trying to fix its own errors if the package is found or not found. So this kind of iterations will happen. You work with the agent, with the LLM to step by step go on and create your own application kind of a thing. Okay. So that's how, as I said, right? So most of the code, 80% of the code, it can be generated here. You can directly take it and use it, kind of stuff. Now, coming back, I think, yeah, so we are done with that. We are done with the demo. So prerequisites, Python, as we have seen, again, we can use the AI LLMs to do that. Some understanding of data engineering, knowledge and understanding, cloud concepts, at least heard of what is NLAI and all of that. What are the training subscriptions you need? Most of it will be free, like Google Colab I'm using. OpenAI, I take subscription because I'm comfortable working with it, but you can also try DeepSeek or any other models that are free. But OpenAI subscription, if I take for the entire training course, it doesn't cost me more than $10. Well, I don't know, it'll be like for you 1,000 rupees or something less than that. And then Amazon Bedrock is going to be charged if you want to practice. That's the only thing that is expensive in the whole stuff. It cost me around $50 for one session to create indexes, and then run and show and all of that. So that's on me. But you guys, if you want to practice, you can do that, or otherwise you can just watch the recording just for this Bedrock Amazon thing. Rest of all are free. Langflow, other frameworks, you can create free accounts, trial accounts, you can use that. AstraDB, Chroma, Pinecone, FilesDB, these are all vector databases. You can do free account. So additional charges, that's up to you if you want to. But other than this, CrewAI is free, LangChain is free, LangGraph is free, Fast API we built, that is free, LangWatch and Langsmith, same free accounts that we use. So most of it will be trial accounts, free accounts for exploring and learning, except for subscriptions for OpenAI LLM that I'm comfortable with. I've been building all of this content with. So that's the only thing that will be charged. So net, maybe around $10 is what you're looking at for the entire training course. So that brings us close to the session. Now I'm opening up for Q&A. I will stop the recording right now. And then we can talk about, just give me 1 second. Let me stop recording.